Okay, so today the title is Integers and BEDMAS. Okay, so what we're looking at today is adding and subtracting negative numbers. And of course, multiply, divide. So, negative 3 plus negative 4. You want to focus when you're doing these questions on fixing double signs. Okay. So you want to fix any signs or any places where there's two signs. That's your focus, fixing double signs. So we always work down in math. We very rarely work across. Then, as things change, you can see that the negative 3 doesn't change. And I fix these double signs by changing it to a subtraction. Okay? So, when you're adding a negative, what does it turn into? Simply a subtraction. And so now you can get your final answer of what? Negative 7. Now, you can clearly see how things have changed when you work down. I can clearly see that I replaced this plus minus with a negative sign. I can clearly see that this became a negative 7. But when you start doing things like this, like I see that all the time. It's horrible. How do you know what you did? Yeah, you forgot the equal signs, but even if you put them in, it's like a run-on sentence. You wouldn't do that for English. Your English teacher would freak on you. So don't do it for math. Work down. Okay. Now, say we started with negative 3 minus positive 4. Okay. So when you subtract a positive, really what we're doing is subtraction. Nothing changes. Okay. So we still get negative 3 minus 4. We still get negative 7. Okay. So what we just kind of did is when you have opposite signs, doesn't matter the order, you're always going to get a subtraction. Okay. Do you guys want a couple examples? Okay. 3 minus positive 4 plus negative 5 minus positive 2 plus negative 3. Okay. So you can rewrite, right away, you can rewrite the digits. Those aren't going to change. Now fix your signs. Go. See, because it's all subtractions. Okay. Now following BEDMAS, you want to go left to right. So I change this to a 7. Okay. And then go minus 5, minus 2, minus 3. And then you change it to a 12. Minus 2, minus 3. Sorry. I screwed that up, didn't I? I'm adding 3 minus 4. Negative 1. Minus 5, minus 2, minus 3. Okay. Okay, negative 1 minus 5, negative 6, minus 2 minus 3, negative 8 minus 3, negative 11. So that's showing a lot of work. Are there shortcuts? Oh yeah, for sure. Right? For example, 3 minus 4 minus 5 minus 2 minus 3. I don't mind you going negative 1. Okay? And then you can go negative 6, and so on and so forth. So you can show your work a little bit different. I don't mind you taking some shortcuts. Okay? Hands up if you've seen this before. All right. Next. Okay. So let's go with 4 minus negative 8. So we have double signs again. We want to fix that. So when you fix it, right, subtracting a negative is like doing what? Adding. Okay. So you're taking away some negative values, which is like you're getting more positive. Okay. Very simple. Okay. And of course, 4 plus positive 8, well, that one just seems ridiculous. Okay, so when you're adding a positive, you're adding. Okay. So you get 4 plus 8, 12 again. Okay. So what we should point out, if the signs are the same, okay, then it's always going to be an addition. Okay. Okay. So let's do one quick example. 4 plus negative 2 minus negative 5 minus positive 3 plus positive 2. Okay. So again, the first thing would be to rewrite your digits and fix your signs. Okay. So it should be minus 2 plus 5 minus 3 plus 2. Okay. 4 minus 2 is 2. Be 7. 4. Final answer 6. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, so most of you at the bottom of the page, when you're done, you can turn over and we'll do adding, multiplying, dividing on the back. That one's pretty simple. Okay, so multiplying, dividing. So there's two rules here. Okay. Two negatives will give you a positive answer. Okay. For example, negative 3 times negative 4 equals positive 12. And you don't have to write the positive sign. I just want to emphasize that. And so 24, negative 24 divided by negative 6 equals positive 4. Again, just emphasizing that the answer is positive. Okay. Now, hopefully, I didn't cover it, but I will just in case. What about positive 3 times positive 8? What does that equal? Okay, just checking that you guys can do that. Okay, but I'm not going to write that down. I'm just assuming that. Just like with division, 2 positives will equal a negative. Okay. Okay, so then the other way, what's the other rule? Okay. Positive times a negative will give you what kind of answer? Negative, always. And this is the rule. These two rules you have to remember with exponents. Okay. So negative 5 times positive 6 equals negative 30. And so for division, oh, make something up as Sean. Humor me. Okay, maybe not then. Negative 36 divided by positive 12. What does that equal? Negative 3. Okay? So some quick examples. Now, that's pretty grade 8-ish, so we're going to do this more complicated, and we're going to work with BEDMAS. BEDMAS. B stands for brackets. What do the Americans call them? Parentheses. What were you trying to say? Pentax or something like that. I've heard that before. Oh, I know. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's what you're thinking of, right? The whole. Okay, whatever. Anyways, good try, Ethan. Well, yay! I think you're on to something there. Exponents. Okay, so brackets do them first. Exponents. Division. Multiplication. Add, subtract. Okay. Do you always add first? No. What does it depend on? Order. Okay. So this would be in order, left to right. It's like you're a doctor. Isn't that awesome? L, circle it, yeah? Okay, that's what they do, just to let you know. Okay, division and multiplication. Do you always divide first? No, in order, left to right. And there's like fancy balloons and other things you can think of. Okay, but I'm just going to give you the basics. The Americans, they use please, excuse, my dear Aunt Sally. So if you go online, you might see the acronym, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division. Notice how they have them switched up? Still, just like us, order left to right. Okay, so it's okay to have them in a different order. All right, you go left to right. Any questions? Let's do a couple examples then. Negative 4 times negative 3 divided by negative 6 plus 3 times 2 plus negative 1. Okay. So this is a little bit new for you. You probably haven't seen too many questions like this. What you have to do is get an answer on the top and divide it by an answer on the bottom. If they don't divide, leave them as an improper fraction. Okay. So for this one, it sometimes actually is helpful to work sideways. What are you going to get on the top? 12. On the bottom, what should you do first? You should figure out your brackets. So negative 6 plus 3 times what? 1. Okay. So this is like it's a minus 1. Okay. So this equals 12 negative 6 plus 3, which is 12 divided by negative 3, which has a simple answer of negative 4. Good. Any questions? Let's do example 2. Negative 4 minus negative 5 bracket 2 minus positive 5 bracket squared. Okay. For this one, definitely work down, much easier. Okay. I'll give it a shot. Go. Now we haven't covered exponents yet. We are. Just negative 3 squared is negative 3 times negative 3, which is positive 9. Okay. So we're going to get 1 times positive 9. Final answer is 9. How many people got that? Hands up. Awesome. Okay. Last example. Add brackets. Okay. For true statement. So if we have here oops. Okay. Add brackets to make that a true statement. So write it down first. This is going to be guessing and checking. But have a look at bed. So if you look at BEDMAS, what's at the bottom? Add, subtract. So when you're adding brackets to questions, don't just completely blindly guess. Keep in mind you want to make your adding, subtracting go first. So what we want to do is make this happen first, as well as this. Okay. Without the brackets, the 3 times the negative 2 would be the first thing. But with the brackets, we would get 4 times negative 5. Negative 20 would be our answer. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? My question is, what's your homework today?